Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another trade recap. Today, 8th of July, Wednesday, third day of the week, 3-day winning streak. We're kind of cooking this week. I'm gonna have 4 trades today, way higher frequency than I usually do. You're gonna see me trade 1 or 2 trades max a day. Just today, have been presenting a lot of things that I liked. As you can see, my P&L of the day, 8th of July, $8,400. My copy trader, back trader. I, by the way, as you can see, post all of my trades here in Discord. As you can see, 1 to 13R, post a P&L to it to prove that I took the trade, execution marks, etc., etc. It's all free, so if you want to join and get my whatever explanations of the trades, signals, whatever you're looking for, it's all in here. So make sure to join. I'm gonna put the link in the description. So let's get over to the trades. I actually have a couple people here today in Discord listening to me. So if they have any questions, they're just gonna throw them in, and I'm just gonna go over the trade. The first trade that I took was early in London session. It's basically a pretty simple trade just by as I said, I posted the video already where I go over the whole week's PA that I want to see. Just to make it short, keep making protected highs over protected highs over protected highs, which is gonna short us down and down and down. Basically, just to make it very simple, I have not shown this in the last video, but I've basically explained it. You can see this on the higher time frame, making these OBs shooting us down, making these OBs shooting us down. Again, this OB here shooting us down. We have this OB here shooting us down. We have this OB here today shooting us down on the day. So you really can just see this pattern all over, and obviously you cannot take trades from this. And I'm not gonna go in this video over every single detail I'm looking for because it's gonna be too long. But just for you to see what I mean by I have a weekly bias and not really a daily bias is how I determine that. So if we go on the chart where I traded today, let me actually go on NQ where I have all my executions. So as I said, a little bit of a higher frequency today than usual. I don't take more than 2 trades on a day usually, but I already got some 2 really good trades in London session with a pretty cheap stop loss as you're gonna see. And then New York, I took a losing trade and I was tape reading a winner here. I'm gonna explain later what I mean. The first trade, as I said early in London session, pretty simple. Just again, protected highs over protected highs. I'm not going to explain how to mark those protected highs again. I have done it like multiple times in the other videos and I don't want to make the video too long. So basically seeing these protected highs in these accumulations here is my narrative for the day. And the entry is pretty simple. I had the previous day low as my drawn liquidity for the whole day here, lining up with, I have deleted them for now, the standard deviation levels. I have one for you guys that you can copy from me that I have marked here, lining up with the standard deviation level. So basically all we've been doing is coming into key areas. For me, in sessions where we don't have much volatility, I go for 50-minute gaps. We don't really see reaction from golden pockets, OTEs, or any GEX levels. So I really just look for 15-minute gaps, and as you can see here, we had a tap from a 15-minute and an instant reaction. So I was just looking for an OB. As you know, usually I trade OBs. That trade really just did not present anything because even if we turn on the GEX, which I don't really use, but just to see, it's just really bearish on the day. So I don't really need much. So I had this cheap opportunity again that I've seen with a 5.5 stop loss, and this is something again where I'm like willing to take a rejection block as well when it's such cheap. And my TP was originally down here for a 1 to 27 RR, which would have been insane. The only reason I closed here was the reaction from the level that we had on this week. And I don't really care about this reaction from the 0.5 here, but we had a massive SMT with the previous day low with ES, which was a good decision to close. I have been on the charts though because I knew this, like my draws, as I said, like my draws are pretty clear. I still have some deviation levels here, so I kind of leaked them right now, but you can see them here lining up with protected lows that I wanted to trade in. I really just wanted to see an entry kind of here. That would have been perfect if we again kind of broke structure here to end manipulation, come down anywhere here and then just short that. But that thing just gave no entry for anything. Like, not even if you would like to trade a rejection block up here, there's just nothing. It's straight up dumped, so we kind of missed that move. After we did that, again, I'm just gonna mark these things out here. I was just looking for, are we gonna keep going up or down? So I was just looking for this low, if we have a protected low down here. So what happened here, so the discretion for my second trade, as I said, the first one is pretty simple. We started this move up, kind of this micro accumulation here that we have seen. Again, I'm just gonna pattern mark this for you. We had this. Where was this? Where was this? Where was this? Yeah, I cannot find it here. It's the same thing where you have these lows that I'm looking for and you get these micro accumulations here with the move lower. You can see it's the same pattern the whole time that I get my entries from. You see this long here, I had a long here. So all I was doing basically was looking for this protected low. Once we had this accumulation, came down there, broke structure to the upside and ended here. I knew this is protected. And as you can see, it's still protected. We're not trading below that. So after that, this is gonna go kind of against the pattern I just explained you. And this is the trade I meant. I'm not gonna fully go over. This trade has been purely off of deviation levels I have marked out in Gex, which gave just again such a cheap idea with 7 points, and I knew I cannot ride it more, and it's still at 1 to 10 RR. I'm not gonna go fully over that trade. It's a little bit something different from what I teach, and also as you can see, this again in this accumulation zone that I want to manipulate into to distribute higher. So the main trades I had today first was, I need to go to a different chart because you cannot see anything. We had a fib level here that I really wanted to trade into, this golden pocket in this 15-minute gap. We had a huge rejection here and we traded this 5-minute rejection block here. I limited the 50% which got tagged perfectly. We came all the way up here, but then ES was just too weak. ES was keep trading down. So they, like, yeah, NQ just kind of dragged us with us. And that basically just was the losing trade. I don't really see a reason for this to not take it again. I really like the trade. Like, we do this all the time. The fib level in the 50-minute gap, huge reaction. But what I'm saying is, as you can see, my main trade for all day that I wanted to see in AM was along from these like levels. I first already wanted to see a reaction here during New York when the 1 hour candle came down to take out this piece of structure, and this is now fully my model again. Like, I have explained this in the last 5 trades. I know this is a little bit difficult because I have explained now 3 concepts that I traded, but this is a trade I put in full risk on because this is fully my model. We start here, this accumulation. We have this start of the accumulation with this piece of structure down here, which is also lining up with a 1 hour gap and also with the OTE of the 1 hour. So a really strong level, but we really just went through because I'm saying this, like, time is important, especially if you're like a reactionary trader out of like zone of interests. And we were just too weak. ES was keep trading down to equal lows that we still left, by the way, in this protected low that we have here. So we didn't really get that reaction here, so I was kind of just away from the chart for a bit. But when I got home, we just, like, as I said this before in the Discord, this is an engineered low, like created in nothing in this 5 minute. We are gonna take this out. So I was seeing this, we take this out, and again, usually I'm a guy that goes for a little higher win rate. So what I really want to see is this come up here, tap again, and then go. It's basically the same trade that I have here. Order block, we come up here, we have this accumulation, we come again and we short this. Way higher win rate than this. This is a little bit of a riskier play, but if you have all of these other confluences, this accumulation here, we take out this piece of structure, we trade into this again because we have a reaction zone here, so this would have been my TP here. I'm gonna say I did not take this trade. I had my limit set here. I'm not gonna LARP a trade that I did not take. I had my limit here, but I usually don't trade around lunchtime. I did not expect, especially this delivery here, like this is really unusual. Not a single bearish candle. We just went straight up here. Obviously, it took its time because it's later in the day, but really just two bearish candles for almost 400 points. So the model kind of presents itself outside as well. But I have noticed lower kind of win rate on these kind of trades, not because of the pattern. I'm going to say this again. If you look at the pattern, it's the exact same trade as here. It's legit. You can just flip this around. You see this here, you see this here. We trade against it down, we trade against it up, and we have this kind of order block formed from taking a piece of structure, which we had here. Took this piece of structure, which again, for the first trade would have been way like a crazy short if we came up here, as I explained here, if we came up here and short this. So really good like opportunities to trade. I don't know why I removed the limit. Like the really like I know for myself, and I know if I know there is something that could potentially fuck my trade, I'm gonna be mad if I lose. So I'd rather just tape watch this and see that I know the model is playing out. It kind of sucks because I was the limit with 5 micros, so not even full risk. I don't know how much that was, to be honest. A good amount of money, not gonna lie. So I had a risk of $222 for 3.3k, a good 1 to 12 RR. Yeah, doesn't matter. I might not be too mad because I already had two winners, two good winners, a 1 to 13 and a 1 to 9.5. So up 20 R on the day, already good. But this is really just the trade you should be watching out for. This is like the, how do you say this, like the butter and cream model that I not teach because I don't really teach, but what I trade. And yeah, you don't really need more. Like I've said this before, I'm not showing my deviation levels and like some other stuff that I'm working out that are giving me a little higher win rate as well, I would say. But you really don't need those things. I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. So you can really just, with what I'm giving you here, already take these trades. So I hope this is helping some of y'all. I hope you can just either like, I don't want to say learn because I don't want to sound like a teacher or like selling you something, or like if you want to learn something from it, I think this has like high potential to learn from it, especially if you watch all the recaps. As I said, I did not explain like all this stuff just because the video would have been too long, how I spot these protected highs, protected lows. I did explain it though before, so make sure to watch it so you understand everything, and I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully we can just keep making money this week, because this week is actually crazy. As you can see, we are up this today, like let's just say a 1 to 20 RR. Like I missed this, as I said, the 1 to 10 on Tuesday and a 1 to 10 again, so 10 20 to the 40 RR this week. Crazy week.